How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. I don't even know if I want to call this a review. I want to call this a tour de force. Anyway, this comes courtesy of the Comparable Meat Smoke over here. Say hi, Brad.
How's it going, everybody?
What are we doing today? You do the intros on this one.
We're going to do a mini vertical here. We have Bourbon County Stout. You know, it's that time of year again.
Yep.
For people that hate AB to start buying their stuff.
Yep.
We got a 2014, 15, and 16. So a little mini
vertical. A good one to do too, I think, because it goes from the old style bottle to the new style bottle, which had infection issues. We're pretty positive this one's going to be okay, and then the newest version. So it'll be a fun little one to do. Brad, like I said, brought this over. This is from his stock, so this is definitely some heavy lifting we're doing today. So
yeah, and I mean, and we've heard the different reviews out there. I have not had the 16 yet, but I mean, within the community, people have been talking. They say this one's a little bit thinner, so this will give us a little side by side to see what's going on with it. And then also you have the difference between 16 and 15, where they flash pasteurize 15.
Yes.
Or 16.
Yeah.
So
and they did that because there was infection, so they're just trying to basically kind of not have the shit show that they had previously.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's in the long run, you're not going to be able to age it as readily, like, or as well as it has aged in the past.
Yeah, it's not really going to age all that well. Basically, that's going to happen. You're not going to. They're basically eliminating any kind of like growing kind of yeasties and beasties and whatnot going on in there to the point where it's like just not going to kind of age out and do anything too crazy.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I saw problems with friends of mine that had cases or whatever where they split it up amongst each other and had it fresh like within the week of the review or the release, and they were totally fine. Go back a month later, a little bit of cherry, go back like 2 months later, and it's like total drain pours.
Yeah.
So, like I said, but it's hit or miss.
Yeah. And if you're someone like me, I just drank mine so fast I never had a problem. Anyway, so just to give you a little bit of background difference, I mean, we have the old kind of 12-ounce bottles. This one's 13.8% alcohol by volume. Pretty much the same verbiage across the whole thing. The 15 was 14.3% alcohol by volume. Newer bottle. One of my favorite bottle designs come out of late. People kind of poo on them in general, but I thought that everything from the embossing to this tag to everything, I thought it was like one of the cooler bottle designs I've seen in recent memory. And then the 16 is 13.8. So it goes, what's the first one?
13.8, yeah.
Yeah, so we go back to that. So we're talking, a little bit of difference. I know there are ABV differences within this actual beers themselves, like depending on what state you get them in, there's restrictions and whatnot that you can get a little bit of different ABV.
Yeah, I think there's 3 that they usually go with. 13.8 is the lowest, usually on them. Then you have the 14.3, which is the most common that's around. And I think some of the draft, for some reason, there's ones out there that are like 15 or borderline 15.
Yeah, so, a little bit of variance throughout.
You're splitting hairs.
And I assume what they're doing is they're doing barrel blending in batches, and then just some come out a little bit higher than others. That's my guess. So let's do this. I'll pop one, you can pop one, and then we'll kind of work our way around here. So obviously we'll put the 1 into 1.
And I got the 16, so that's...
Yeah, you'll do 4 and 4. And we'll do the last ones here. The outsides. Now he has 4 and a 3. I broke my 3 glass, so you get a 4.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that.
No. Yeah. The newer one looks like it has a way more kind of fizzy head that recedes way quicker. It looks like the head is like more carbonated, more prickly.
A little bit darker in color than 14, but I mean, you're also talking about something that's been sitting in my garage for a good amount of time. So
I mean, color-wise, they're dark as hell. I mean, it looks like the newest one is sticking around a little bit longer, or the middle one is sticking around just a hair longer. I could be wrong. It has to do with pouring and timing and whatnot. So, anyway, it looks like the same fucking beer. So, let's get these fuckers off there. Take one of these. Take the little mini mammer jammer. Throw that on there. And see what we got. So, okay. One. Let's see what we got going on in 1 here.
Sweet, boozy.
Yeah, sweet, boozy barrelness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's really not much else to it. It's like Getting like a molasses vibes on this. Do you know what I mean? Like thick, deep, dark, dense, rich, a barrel.
And honestly, for all the crap that surrounds the brand, they're like the OG. They've been doing it. 1992.
Yeah.
Like they've just been doing this.
Yeah.
Like, and this is what the people of Chicago have come to love, and the people in the United States. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's one of the first big monsters I've ever drank. So it kind of has that place for me.
Yeah, I mean, that you can't take away from. They're one of the first barrel aging programs out there as far as when it comes to stouts and things like that. But as far as this goes for me, straight up molasses. The bourbon is there, but it's not really all that boozy. It's more like a candied sweetness. You know what I mean? Just like if you've got some barrel, you took a stave, you spread some fucking ripened cherry on it, and then drizzled fucking bunch of molasses over it. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off this whole thing.
Yeah,
super sweet. Let's go on the next nose. No, we'll go noses first.
All noses.
All noses.
All noses.
First.
Okay. Sorry.
You know, blow out that palate by the time we get to the third one. Let's do the second one. A little. Same thing, but a little bit less for me.
I'm getting a little vanilla on it.
I can see that. I have a hard time with vanilla, so I'll definitely acquiesce to you. But I can get that. Now that you've said it, you know, I'm thinking vanilla.
Yeah, there's a little bit more, like you were saying molasses on the first one. That's not really there on this one. I'm getting a little bit more like a fresh oak vanilla from it.
Yeah, vanilla, maybe even like marshmallow vibes or something like that. Yeah, definitely. I definitely get that. So,
and this is the freshest. This
number
is
3 or 4 for him. Way charrier. Not way charrier. You strip back a lot of sweetness, and a lot of the barrel char for me is left.
Yeah, it's not as sweet on the nose as the rest of them.
But they're pretty uniform throughout. I mean, there's some subtle differences, but the actual like similarities are pretty close. So that's pretty cool to kind of see that. You know what I mean? Especially with them going from the different bottle sizes. Not that makes a huge difference, but if you go to the flash pasteurization, the changes and things like that, to actually have them stay so consistent, it's kind of cool.
Well, and we're gonna put this out there for everyone in the internet land. Like my bottle aging program at my house is not the strictest. I keep them in a garage. I don't really give a shit. Yeah, so I have a garage. So we go anywhere from like 30 degrees to 90 degrees in the summer.
It doesn't get that hot in Northeastern. Don't
no, but maybe in the garage, maybe you're pushing 70.
Yeah.
But I'm not sitting there like aging these things at 52 degrees all year round.
It's science. We go watch our old Hetty side by side, and you'll see what's what. Well, yeah, let's dive in number 1, see what she's got.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's beer.
Yeah.
It's beer. I'm tasting beer. It's fucking delicious is what it is.
It's got good mouthfeel. It's a little sweet.
I'm getting a ton of roastiness off
But
it.
it's a little sweet, like chocolatey sweet, and then a ton of just roast. You're not getting like it's not coffee roast. It's definitely like the chocolate, barley roast.
Yeah, it's like, to me, it's absolutely like a dark roasted maltiness. But typically when you get the dark roasted maltiness, especially at this level, you're going to get a bit of bitterness with it.
Yeah.
With this, there's none there because I think it's just combated so much with the sweetness that's already there, where I think that bitterness is there, but it's just hidden by how much sweetness is going on. It's a sweet fucking beer. What do you expect? It's fucking Bourbon County. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy sweet.
But you're not getting and that's the thing. You're not getting a lot of smoke. You're not getting a lot of char. That's kind of fallen off over the 2 years.
Oh.
That it's been sitting, but it's good.
Yeah, it does not suck. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't taste as aged as I thought it would be. Because it definitely still has carbonation going on. Things like that. You can tell it's a bit more rounded. It's not as hot. It's easy to drink. Yeah. Besides the sweetness, it is very sweet, but that's what you expect when you go into these beers. But it kind of has lost a little bit of its edge, but at the same time, it doesn't seem as as age. Maybe your garage aging is doing it well. It's quite a great environment to actually age them in because it doesn't have any kind of negative aging to it. It's just positive aging to the point where a lot of things have been rounded, but that sweetness is still pretty big there.
Now we had a bar in the area that just did this same vertical on draft.
Okay.
And it was actually temperature controlled kegs for the last 3 years. And most people were saying that the 14 was head and shoulders above 15, 16.
No.
You know, so like that it's aging a lot better. You know, and it's becoming like you said, like less hot, less boozy. You know, so we'll see if this holds true with the bottles.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's skip on. I don't have much else to say about the 14. The 14 is what it is. I've reviewed it before. You can go back and look at it. It's absolutely delicious beer. It'd be fun to actually go back and I'm going to watch my review and see how much more I have to say about it. We're doing side-by-sides here, so there's a little bit less to talk about with the beers. I kind of want to go from each one and not going to spend too much time on them. So I'm going to dive into the 15 here. Way less sweet.
Yeah.
I actually can taste the residual sweetness. You know, I should probably cleanse my palate between each one. But I can still get that residual sweetness from one on there, and I can still tell that I'm not getting additional sweetness from number 2. Like, it's all coming from one.
No, and actually on this one, you actually are tasting a lot more barrel. I'm getting a lot more, like, that wood oak. Like I said, what I said in the nose, too, hints of vanilla. You know, like, that's there, and it's not... There's more char, there's more roast to this one, and less sweetness than the 14.
See, for me, the 15 is, like, really muted compared to the 14. Like, the flavors are there. It's not as sweet, and the flavors are there, but they're dialed back, like a good portion. You know what I mean? To where it's like much less impactful, much less sweet, way more approachable because of the sweetness, but you're not getting where you're losing. Like this would probably be a little bit too sweet for me in the grand scheme of things. The 14, but the 15 is just a little bit too reserved compared to that one. It's a little bit too dialed back for me at least. But like you said, there is a little bit of extra vanilla. You are getting. I don't even know if you're getting a lot more barrel in that. The sweetness is dialed back, so you're getting a lot more of those flavors because it's not as sweet.
Yeah, so, the 14 might be hiding those. Now, body-wise, between the two of them, very similar. Yeah. You know, like, it's not losing much in the body. You're not chewing them. It's not a big, heavy, like, Russian Imperial type of style. But, you're not sitting here going, is it a stout or is it a porter?
And I'm getting now that I'm getting a couple good sweets, I'm getting a lot more oakiness from the barrel on number 2. Starting to be in a bit more dry. When we were talking about getting more barrel, I was talking about a little bit more chariness. But this, it's like straight up more oakiness that I'm getting now. Where I'm getting that kind of drying, that oak tanniny dryness kind of on my tongue and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
And I when I get that, like when I get the fresh oak, like I equate it, or my brain equates it, vanilla.
Yeah.
You know, like vanilla tones of fresh oak, not charred. You know, so that's what I'm getting to. But yeah, it's almost like an IPA drying on the back.
Yeah, or like a Belgian yeasty kind of dryness. Yeah.
But it's definitely, both of them actually aging pretty well.
Yeah. A 14, I'm surprised how sweet it is compared to the 15. Just a little bit, the 15 is a little bit more muted, a little bit more kind of oak tanniny to it for me. That's the big difference. They're similar yet different. So let's see how 2016 Mamma Jamma stacks up.
So this is the fresh, and we're back to the 13.8.
Yep. Let's switch this up.
So we took a little half degree or half percentage. Yeah. I'll back down.
Yeah. It's a roller coaster ride, baby.
Definitely more roast.
To me, the sweetness falls somewhere in between the 14 and the 15. It's not as sweet as the 14. Not a little bit more sweet than the 15.
I'm not really seeing...
Getting more bourbon in this one.
But I'm not really seeing it being thinner.
No. No, I don't think so.
I mean, because like one, especially now when you're going vertical with 3,
Yeah.
these are aged. So like you're not tasting the 15 fresh versus the 16 fresh.
Yes.
But like when it comes to body, I'd say like they're all about the same.
Yeah.
You're splitting hairs saying that this one's a little bit thinner, but I mean, but I like what you're. But I know what you're saying. Like if you were going levels of sweetness and like char and everything like that. This is in between the two.
Yeah. As a beer as a whole, I'd probably put this in between the two as far as flavors and robustness. Now, as far as which one I like the best, I probably actually I think I like the 15 the best, to be perfectly honest with you. It kind of, I like that mutedness. I think maybe, I'm getting old, kids, but that in-your-face, overt sweetness just doesn't do it for me. It kind of turns me off a little bit. But,
I would put 15, right? If I had to rate them now, it'd be 15, 14, 16. Now 16, you got to see how it's going to react. Lay them down for a little while, stuff like that.
I'm actually really, really curious about it. See what happens with that.
I'm going to have enough, so we'll do this. Like revisit it in 6 months, see what it looks like. I mean, right now, like I still have some 14s. I can get my hands on more 15s. So like next year I want to be doing 4 years or something like that. Like. But
he's got a plan.
but like really with this, I don't you can't sit there and complain about it.
No,
it's an easy, not that it's an easily getting or available, but it's more readily available than any other these monsters that people go after.
I think it's pretty readily available.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody who
actually wants to get it that didn't get
it. Let's put it that way. And I know people that were like, let's put it this way. I mean, what level of beer nerdiness you're on is going to dictate how you carry your beer. I mean, we have a local group that we kind of talk about beer and later in the day, people are like, oh, they have, half a case at ShopRite on a shelf available. Yeah. Or people the next day were like, oh, yeah, I picked some up today at the convenience store down the street. Listen. You know what I mean? When Bourbon County first kind of hit our area several years ago,
there was 2 shops.
There's 2 places to get it, and you had to get lucky to get it. Now people are walking into the local convenience store and finding it, so obviously it's much easier to get.
But, like I said, I mean, I understand what they did. You have a potentially infected batch. And then this year you played a little bit safer with the flask pasteurization. You're protecting your investment. Mm-hmm. And I understand that. But let's see how this ages. It could, like I said, you're not totally killing everything. You're still going to get age out of it. You still get age out of beers that don't have live yeast in them. Because there's oxidation, there's temperature change, everything like that. But, I don't know. I like them. Like I said, but yeah, I'd go 15, 14, 16.
Yeah, I might actually go 14, the least favorite. I'm only saying that because I think the sweetness is, for the fat guy here, a little bit too much. But, and again, it's splitting hairs. They're still better than most beers. Brass tacks is this. I don't think there's that much difference between all the years. I mean, 1, sweeter. You know what I mean? 2, like you said, more vanilla. And like I was like, more oakiness. And for 3, just a little bit more round of that. Throughout the whole thing, you're getting molasses, you're getting barrel char, you're getting bourbon, some a little bit more than others. 3 probably have a little bit more bourbon for me. And then you're getting a nice density too, you get a nice mouthfeel. The beer itself is just a really good beer, but it's like there's subtle nuance between them. Now, is that an age thing? I don't know. If we had all these in some kind of time machine, be able to taste them fresh all side by side, would they all be similar? I don't know. But they're similar enough to me to where it kind of makes you. I appreciate the consistency of doing something this big.
And I think that's what it comes down to is consistency. So anyone can bitch and complain about Goose Island being bought by AB InBev, but you're talking about the fact that they've been doing this since 1992, I believe, and you're going that year after year after year, it's consistent.
Yeah.
So I think they kept their integrity. They kept their hands on their own barrel program. They had a screw up last year, but that happens with all barrel programs. Like there's contamination. There's stuff that happens because you're not only working with Bourbon counties. You're doing sours. You're doing this. You're doing that, and that's everywhere. Like
Yeah, Yeah, I mean,
every big brewery is doing, like, when they have a barrel program, they're not just doing one barrel beer. They're doing multiple. Things happen.
And like for take it for what it is, take it for what it's worth, poo on whoever you want to poo on and be whatever. If how do I say this? If the issues they had with the infection and the issues they had with all their shit going on last year, before AB and Bev reacted the way they did, if you asked beer nerds what they wanted, it'd be like, we want our money back and we want free shit.
That's what they did.
That's what they fucking did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was them being beer fucking assholes going, I want to make out on this deal and I want all my shit back and I want you to give me something for free for my trouble. And they did that without fucking thinking. So
no, there was no hesitation.
Yeah, the situation was handled about as bad. But here's the thing. The situation was handled as best it could. But the only way you could handle a situation like that is if you had a company that big to take a hit that big. You know what I mean? Like Goose Island or a smaller company can't take a hit like that. You know what I mean? Like Founders couldn't take a hit like that. You know what I mean? I don't think. You know what I mean?
No,
maybe Sam Adams. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean. It was such a big hit to refund all that money and actually send out T-shirts or whatever the fuck people got. So whatever you think, how much it sucks, you don't give a shit about, or you give a shit because they're the evil empire, whatever you want to say. That in itself, you just have to be like, okay, that was a cool fucking thing.
Yeah, but like, just with everything that's going on, and to see the consistency year after year.
Yep.
I don't care. Really don't care. Like, whatever's going on behind the scenes, whatever, they're putting out a damn good barrel-aged product year after year.
And it's all about the beer.
And so Black Friday next year, like Black Friday is my Christmas. I go in from eating turkey and cooking turkey, which I love, to getting one of my favorite beers within 2 days. Love it.
Life is fucking good.
This is my Christmas, and I'm happy with it.
So yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I'll do the spiel. You know what I mean? Like, is it one of the better barrel-aged stouts I've had as of late? Yeah, I mean, I've had some pretty good ones, so it's on the, splitting hairs here at a point, but I mean, there's some I do like better than this, but it's definitely up there, especially given the fact that it's been what it's been for so long. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple better ones this year, but I mean, you're just splitting hairs. There's some that are just phenomenal, blow you away. You didn't expect it.
Yeah.
But this is one that they're going to give you an A, B plus, A every single time they come out.
Yep.
So it's definitely one of those, but the availability. I don't have to go to Florida.
Yep.
I don't have to go to California. I don't need somebody to mule it.
You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to buy tickets. You don't have to go to a lottery. You don't have to fucking whatever.
If you put the effort in, you'll find at least a bottle of it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And if you can't find a bottle, let me know. We'll sell you one for like $80. No, I'm joking. Maybe not. I don't know. So you said the availability. You can find it. Value. This year, here's the problem. I don't know what the actual MSRP was on these, but I saw these going for about $15 a bottle. That was a little bit bigger than what they typically were. Last year, they were going around $12 a bottle.
Yeah. In my market, 10 to 12. This has been the going price in the Poconos of Pennsylvania.
Poconos.
Yeah, but you're looking at, I think they retail it's like $7.50 a bottle to the person that's the company that's buying it.
Okay.
So like I said, 10 to 12.
It is what it is. This was $22 a 4-pack. That is $12 a bottle. So I still like the old pricing myself. But anyway, and just say if you like what we like this. If you like Imperial stouts, if you like big, huge stouts, if you like sweeter stouts, and if you just like well-made beer, because in the brass taxes, it's a fucking pretty well-made beer, so that doesn't suck.
If you want to black out.
Yeah, well, if you want to do what we're going to do in a couple hours, you can definitely get a bunch of these and do a 10-year vertical, because that's in the name of science.
Yeah, scientific research.
There you
go. The best.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed what I assume is about a 20-minute review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere between, or you're even watching this part because you fell asleep because you blacked out because you're drinking Bourbon County while you were watching this, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tapped. For me, Facebook, all that stuff, whatever's words. Massive Beers in all 4 of those places. How about you?
Instagram, Meat Smoke 451.
hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying, all of this right now. And hopefully see you next time. These guys, I knew he was going to fucking do that. This fucking motherfucker. Cheers. Here. So, hey, how you doing, you two? Little extra credit. A little extra credit on today's Mass Beer Review. Me and Brad here just went through and did a Bourbon County assault on the senses of a bunch of different Bourbon County beers. Basically, 2 different barley wine vintages, 1 infected, and 3 past 3 years of the Bourbon County Stout. We have the infected barley wine right here. I will thankfully put that off to the side. We're just going to do a little cuvee action, because who doesn't want cuvee in their life? So we're going to take the Bourbon Counties that we did. Well, I'm going to, because he already did it, because he can't help himself, because he's Brad. But he actually there's more bottles, so he can join in on the fun if he wants to. And let's just mix a little of the 2016. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to have too much. Let's do this, because I got a plan. I'm going to do the 2016, and that was the 2014. Do that. I'm going to pour some in his glass so he has it, so we'll do the side-by-side cuvée-ness. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, that's how you know it's good, when it dribbles down the side. Oh, that's the best part of it right there. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's getting. I notice I'm trying to keep it G-rated.
If you're a certified Cicerone, you're gonna love this.
It's chicharron, actually. Thank you very much.
It's actually it's crispy skins of a pig. Yeah. But if you're certified, you're gonna love the cuvée action. You really are.
Yeah. So the aroma smells of
Bourbon County.
It smells like It smells like the streets of Chicago on a hot summer day. You know, when the asphalt's really hot and then you spilled some fucking... I don't know what I spilled.
I always say...
I might spill the Frosty on there with a little bit of chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like, it smells like what happens when you get a bunch of beer geeks in a room together when zombie dust hits the market. Yeah. You know, I'm not talking a hot Chicago day. Yeah. You know. But yeah, definitely.
So when I imagine urine kind of smells like... No, actually, it smells pretty good. And it tastes pretty good. It's funny, we did a review, and it was... They're all the same beer, but different, kind of, for me. And when put them together, kind of, you get the best parts of each beer. And it kind of comes out that way when you kind of mix them together. So it's actually not too bad to just throw them all in the same bucket and go from there. Throw them. Yeah, that's how, not tro, you know.
When you grow up in Gouldsboro, you throw things in a bucket.
We're going to do the extra bonus, double extra special cuvee. We're going to put a little barley wine in there just to make it work extra better, and see, a little barley wine. This is, what do they call that? They have the black and tan, and then they have the heaven and hell. What would you call this? They have that, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to walk in the bar and you see Bourbon County Stout and Bourbon County barley wine on tap, be like, bartender, give me what?
Oh, it'd be, oh God, why?
yeah. Oh God, why? That's it. So I think I want to do something a little bit different on this one. What would that wine be called? Let's taste it first, see if I can get some inspiration.
It's actually not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's actually pretty good.
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to go predictable. I'm going to go with a phrase that I love. I'm going to be like, give me the dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire?
Dumpster fire. I want the dumpster fire. Why? Because it's not a dumpster fire drink. You will find yourself passed out in a dumpster fire if you drink a pint of this. Yeah. There's a place actually around here that was doing, I don't know if other people do that out there, because a lot of people can't get 120s. And people can't get Worldwide Stout. There's a place around here that was giving you pints of half and half. It was heaven and hell. It was 120 and Worldwide Stout pints. We're not naming names, but you could order that from this place, and they had them on draft. You'd be like, "Give me the heaven and hell," and you would get a pint glass.
You would think
of 120 and Worldwide Stout.
You would think your insurance policy would be very high.
Yeah,
like you're talking 223% beers.
Well, together they're still just 123% beer.
Yeah, but 16 ounces of it. It's like,
hey, like you haven't drank 16 ounces of a 20% beer before.
I didn't try to drive afterwards.
I didn't say anything about driving.
But you're at a bar.
I didn't say a bar.
You said a place.
You said a place around here. I'm not naming names.
We're not naming your basement, like your kitchen, are we?
No. Okay. It was established when you purchased things at. But then again, if you walk into a bar and you'd be like, "Can I get a pint glass of scotch?" They'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I won. Anyway, so that was a little fun thing, a little like the super cuvee action.
We're not gonna put the infected one in it.
No.
That's not going to happen.
I kind of want to, but I don't want to
Okay,
waste it. I don't want to. No, I don't want to waste it. Don't waste it. Pour a little bit in one end of the glasses and then put a little infected in it. But while I close this shit up. So yeah. The actual cuvee part of it we wanted to do just because we're actually interested in doing it. But at the same time, I think it just kind of lends itself to being like, okay, don't take shit so seriously. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking beer. I understand it. Shit's kind of weird. Whatever.
Stop pouring the shit and just share it with your friends.
Just share it with your friends. Have fun with it. Don't be scared of fucking mixing shit together. I actually like beer blending and stuff like that. So, yeah, just, as much as...
Look at how much head is
the
on
holy
that.
sanctity of beer is...
Look at that with the infection. It really bubbles up.
It brings that's the attenuation. It just brings it back to life. So, yeah. Enjoy these beers. Enjoy you fucking some of the shit with your friends.
It's a little hot. It's not bad, actually, though.
That's delicious.
It is.
Not really. Anyway. Yeah, enjoy the beers. Don't take it too seriously. Have fun with it. And hopefully see you guys in the future if we don't die tonight. Cheers.
Cheers.